Hi, it's Michał speaking. Today I'd like to show you what I've just bought online. It's a hard drive Enclosure. As you can see, it comes in quite a nice looking box. It even has a CE mark here on a sticker, but well, that's the only good thing about it. I'd like to show you how crappy it is. It's hard to believe where's the limit of cost cuttings in this kind of devices. I have already assembled this Enclosure. I've installed a 2.5-inch disc inside, although the very thick one, about 15mm thick, that it would not fit into a smaller Enclosure. You see those tiny screws with a tiny screwdriver? Well, that's how you assemble this drive. Well, I believe that after like 2 or 3 disassemblies, these tiny screws will wear out the plastic and the whole front or back will fall off. You can see a USB type B, quite decent looking switch, and some kind of a power inlet. And what do we find? This is a simple USB type A plug with a very small switch. You can feel how crappy it is. And look at the power inlet. The same port you can find on a keyboard, and I mean exactly the same, not a very similar one. Look, I have an old mouse here, which has this kind of a port here, and well, I can connect it. This power supply is rated 34 watts, that's what I guess from the model name. This is a Lenovo power supply for laptop, and this power supply is 65 watts, and it's smaller than this crappy power supply. You can see it's smaller in all dimensions. And the front connector, they supplied the disk with this, well, connecting wire that has 2 connectors, USB type A's, both they're males, and they're great for, like, I know, short circuit in a computer. Now comes the fun part and the reason for the whole video. You can see they supplied this disk with this very short cable from mains to this plug that is commonly used on computers. 3 wires, 0.5 square millimeter, which is quite a normal rating you can find on the lower power devices. Here a comparison between other well, crappy Chinese wire, although this one is much longer, but you can feel how thicker it is. This one is like a telephone cable, it's so thin compared to this one. So what's inside this wire? Well, let's test it. I've came up with that very simple idea how to test this wire. I have a power supply that is capable of supplying 5 amps at 20 volts, and what I will do, I will connect it to this wire so that the current will flow through one wire, say it's live wire, then around this jumper wire and back the other conductor, so that both wires will be loaded, like in a typical situation when this cable is connected to mains. By the way, this cable, you can't see it here, but it states that it's rated 10 amps, so I'll be loading it only half the permitted current. Power supply is on 2 volts, 5 amps, and I'm short circuiting it. You can see the voltage drop on the wire alone is about 1.5 volt, maybe closer to 2 volts. Oh look, no short circuit. You can see that meter is showing 2 volts. And what's the current? 600-700 milliamps. So let's see what will happen when I'll boost the voltage like this. The current is 5 amps. The voltage is 16-17 volts. That's a lot of power going inside that cable. It's so hot right now. You can see how soft it became. You can see it was all... Oh my god, this part is much hotter than this one. Oh my god, it starts to smell. Oh my god. That's ridiculous. Okay, I don't want to set it on fire. Turning up. Oh, look at the power supply. It's going up. It's almost 18 volts, 5 amps. That's about 16.5 volts, considering the... Oh my god, it's so hot. I'm turning it off. I can barely touch it. It hurts my fingers. It's so hot. See? It's just like... It's like empty tube. It's so soft right now. I guess what's inside? It's like 1/10 of a half millimeter square, and my jumper wire is like that cold compared to this. Oh, this part is so hot, so there must be some faulty connection here. Not to mention that the whole wire is faulty. Don't buy cheap crap from China.